Salvete. Now that we went through all four conjugations in all the tenses, and you could see some of those spelling differences, now I'm going to do real briefly just an overview of all six tenses and how they might appear in a chronological, timeline sort of a way. And we're just going to be using a first conjugation here. I'll use a different one just to change it up a little bit. We could do amo, I love. And the reason why I'm doing this is because it'll help you see all these tenses, as they relate to each other, and also how they work, in their systems. Because one system up here, this is the present system, and then this is the perfect system here. So you can kind of distinguish between them all a little better. So what we got is, I know I'm zoomed out a little bit here, but I want you to see the whole paper. I'm going to write my principal parts for, I'll do it up here. We got Porto. Oh, I said I was going to do amo, huh? Okay, we'll do amo. Amo, finally a different verb, okay. Amare, I love. To love. Amawi, I loved. And amatus. And the basic meaning of all these, that's loved, okay, or having been loved. Basic meaning of the whole verb is love. Now you notice here I have more past, present, and future. So these are the four different areas in time that these tenses cover. The first one we looked at was present tense. I'll go ahead and zoom in a little bit so you can see a little better. Present tense, and I'm going to put it up here. I'm going to put the, this is present. To show present tense, we use the present tense, okay? And you'd say ego, amo, I love. Tu amas, you love. Is ella amat, he or she loves. We nos amamos. Vos, that's we love. Vos, you, all. Vos amantes. And they amant. Now just a little review. For the present tense, all these forms came from the infinitive, right? And the first principal part. Because the infinitive has the stem for all the present tense. Okay? And the way, I have this down here for the way that we would translate this. How would we translate this? I'm not going to translate them all, but I'll do the I form. You can translate it as I love. And that's just the simple, way of translating it. But you can also do an ongoing present translation. You can say I am loving. In English, there's this big deal about always saying I am doing this right now. Romance languages don't really have this hang-up about English. If you see somebody building a house and they say, I build a house, okay, they're probably not a native English speaker if they say that, right? They would, to say it properly in English, you'd say, I am building a house. But, in Latin, both these ideas are expressed with the same thing. I build a house, I am building a house. It's just, I build, right? Edifico. And that's how most languages, Romance languages are too. So that's the present tense. Now, in our past, I'm going to put the imperfect up here. Okay. And I'm putting all these, the imperfect up here because this is ongoing in the past, and it also comes from this present stem. It uses the present stem also. The present stem has the idea of ongoing action for the most part, or at least undefined, not completed action. So in the imperfect, we go bam. Remember, ba was our letters. For I was loving. Amabas. Amabat. Plurals. Amabamus. Amabatis. And amabant. they. Okay? I, you, he, she, it, we, you, all, they. And the basic translation of this is I was loving, but sometimes that sounds kind of funny to say in English, so you can actually just say I loved. But it does have that idea that it was going on for some time and it wasn't completed nice and neatly like the perfect. Now I also have the future over here because the future also comes from this particular principal part. Okay, the ongoing sort of future. So we got the regular future tense up here. And remember our tense sign, whereas with the imperfect it was BA, with the future it's basically BI. So for future you say amabo, I will love, or I will be loving. Okay, if you want to have the English hang up about always having to be doing something. Amabis, amabit, bobis bit. There you go, bobis bit. Amabimus, amabitus, amabunt. Okay? I will love, or you could do an ongoing I will be loving, but I don't think we'd say that very often like that in English. So all of these tenses, they all came from the same stem. You take the infinitive, you take off the RE, and then you either add ba in the endings, either don't add anything and just add endings, or you add bi, basically, and then add endings, but it's bo, bis, bit, bemus, bitus, bum. But they all have the same stem. Just want you to see that. That's why they're all grouped together. And they call this the present system. Present system, because they all come from this, what they call the present tense. Okay, in the next podcast, the next video, I'm going to talk about the perfect system down here, and we'll go ahead and look at that in a bird's eye view. Zoom it out for you there. That's the present system up there.